I designed it, and then nobody ever got back to me, and it was sad.
Oh,
But you do what you can do. At any rate, assuming I didn't just fuck everything up, we are live with session
ooh,
23.5. Because last
ooh.
week was a small session. This week is also a small session, as we are seeing like the A and B sides of the middle act of the Velldammer Masquerade.
Interesting.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't actually check if we're live though. My Twitch is being the dumb.
It's trying to load for me.
Yeah.
It's loaded for me, but for some reason, I only have my picture. I don't have my video.
All
I
right.
can see my beautiful face.
Yeah, I can see Tristan and myself. You might just have to reconnect, Squid.
I just
Oh.
didn't do.
There you go. I can see you.
I can't,
Ooh.
but it works. But I think we're live and have audio and
We
can see.
are.
Oh,
We
there he
are
is.
We are live and can have
all
audio.
good.
We.
We can has audio. Okay, cool. I'll trust you on it because I can never pull it up. I try and run it on my iPad, like in conjunction, and it's miserable. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Last week, I guess I was like a little splotchy or something. What the fuck was that? Something
Yeah, you were cutting out a bit.
last week or right now?
Last week.
But it's better now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Sweet. So, what we have is about 30 minutes of in-game time where we have to figure out what name Gwendolyn and Lysander were doing right before the
Indeed.
Inquisition actually showed up. And somehow Leopold is going to get like double the actions because as long as he doesn't do anything to upset the time-space paradox, we'll give him double time.
Cool.
Cool.
I move like the Flash.
So of Squid and Tristan, who remembers where we were last game because y'all missed the session.
I was. A body had been found after, like, the bats flew out. There was a body in this alcove. Dan wanted me to chop off its head with a rapier, not realizing that that doesn't work good. I was hiding behind a corner because there was a dead guy in there, and bats just flew out, and it was bad.
Actually, bad.
Yeah. And Squid had gotten sassy with Riley's character a little bit. It was good.
The Flash.
Yeah, you're still down here.
Yeah, I'm still all up over here. Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you are.
And I was gonna alert the staff because there's a murder.
Yeah, so I think what happens is, like, you'll forgive me for not remembering exactly how it went, but Dan's character Wynn just sort of leans out over the balcony and announces that there is a body and asks if anyone has an axe. A gruff-looking woman, just asks for clarification, like not seemingly understanding what it is he's saying, where he repeats again that there's a body, and he thinks something needs to be done about it, and she just harumphs and begins walking towards the stairs. He seems to be solving that sort of predicament on his own, so I want to focus on what you're doing.
So I would probably at this point head back downstairs since that's still where the majority of guests are. So I head over down there and down these, I think it's those stairs, yes.
Yep. Okay, you're
back
down
to the first. Yep.
Okay.
And then I would look around and I would see if I recognized the oh, hey, look, I'm even at the stairs. Recognized any of the major staff kind of people, like a head butler or someone who looked important, from the beginning.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think without too much issue, right, a lot of people came out very quickly to start sweeping up the glass and everything. and just like basically taking care of it. About half of the people who were in the like dining room in the ballroom area have like sort of cleared out to other ancillary rooms. But like still a fair number of people are kind of hanging out. No one's really eating, but people are like milling about, unsure what's happening. So yeah, there's like a litany of servants that are like cleaning everything up right now that you could talk to.
All right, so I go to whichever one is closest, and I asked if I could speak to the head butler or whoever would be having a little more control over the other servants in the party.
Yeah, I mean, what is your like? What sort of effect are you taking when this happens?
Well, as he just graciously pointed out to everyone, a body has been found, and I would like to lend my services in keeping people a little calmer in this whole situation, and so a panic does not arise and ruin the party.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a charisma.
Nice.
I'm just looking to roll under, so that shouldn't be too hard for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I have like 17.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so you flash your pearly whites, right? And he's like, "Oh yes, of course. I understand entirely. We're all rather busy dealing with the situation here, but could you..." And he pauses to consult his notes. As one does.
Yes. He's trying to figure out what's happening. There's a lot going on. I understand it.
Why can't I find the names? Yeah, he actually he would you find Mr. Castor, actually. Mr. Castor is running security for us tonight, and he will know if there is anyone in particular who we need to pay special attention to. Yes, appreciate your help in this matter.
Yep. Do you have any idea where he would be? Or what he looks like?
Yes, Mr. Castor is of... You're an elf or a half-elf?
He is I think, full elf.
You're a full elf? Okay, yeah. He is of your lineage, though,
lovely.
Somewhat removed, perhaps. A bit more gruff than perhaps your typical human of elven descent. And if he's not patrolling the yard, he is doubtless making sure that all of the rooms are secure.
All right.
Something has gone terribly wrong, and
definitely.
They sort of just fuck off quickly to continue sweeping glass.
All right. And you said patrolling the yard, like the front lawn, or?
Yeah, somewhere, right?
Well, I guess I start heading in that direction. Look for anyone who... I'm assuming since he's a security guy, he probably won't be dressed in like to the nines, and if it is, it'll be a more like armored kind of appearance. So I had, and if I find anyone, if he's just the head of security, if I see anyone else who looks like they'd be a particularly like more security oriented person, they seem to be that. So I guess I start heading towards the front door.
Sure. So yeah, you go down there and you make it to this door here, right? And you can go through that one because a lot of people are kind of standing in like the drawing room in the map room, I think it was, on this either side. But when you get to here, you can see that there's actually a guard standing at this bottom door. It doesn't look like he's letting anyone out.
Okay. Could I head over and talk to him then?
Yeah, of course.
All right. And what was the lead guard's name again?
Mr. Castor.
And I go up to him and I tell him that the staff has instructed me to aid or to find and aid Mr. Castor in the current events that have been happening, and if I could learn where he is so I can help.
Yeah, he looks you up and down once and says, "You don't work with us, do you?"
I mean, nothing like an outside contractor to help when you need it.
I'm not in charge of hiring anyone.
Would I be able to speak to Mr. Castor so I'd be able to at least know what I might do to help him?
Errol's outside right now, and no one's coming in or out, unless I say so.
Is there any way I could get your say-so?
No.
I understand. I'll just go I'll go let the servants know that you weren't letting me out. One of them will escort me. I'll talk to him. It shouldn't be a problem, hopefully. And I kind of like slowly
Yeah,
turn heel.
yeah. He takes like a step forward. And says, "What exactly is your implication there, friend?"
I'm just saying that when I was explicitly instructed by the servants to help in this matter and to go speak to him, and then the first guard I meet, who I was hoping would help me speak to him, said I would not be able to, help, as the servants who have been directly reporting to our gracious host just probably wouldn't be too thrilled.
Go ahead and roll another charisma.
Oh, those sweet stats.
Still lower, 18 charisma.
Yeah, so I mean, he like looks at you, looks back at the door, back and forth, looks at it, looks at the servants that are all busy. He's like, "We're gonna need to be quick about this." And you piss off Errol, I don't care. And he
No problem.
throws open the latch, right? Like some sort of it's not like a barricade in any like the strict sense. The doors have not been barred, but they certainly were reinforced. And perhaps we will zoom in on that later when the doors burst open.
Interesting.
As
so
to, how did someone enter this place so easily? And, Lep, it was the guard's name that you were with, begins escorting you outside of the building.
All right.
But we will fade to black for a moment as you sort of step out into the darkness. And we reappear. Squid, where's Gwen at? Or Gwyn?
I'm assuming that the head that got cut off that we're not supposed to interfere with for time paradox and everything is the dead body that's upstairs.
Yeah, you are somewhere that, like, if you heard that, like, oh, there was a commotion, right? You are several rooms away from it. You are downstairs or 2 or 3 rooms away from the action. So what do you think you're doing when we snap in? Have you been, like, following the black flame around, or are you, like, searching for someone, or has he, like, roped you up into his scheme?
Well, her plan was to let him go do his job, and she was going to hang around to help with whatever happens afterwards.
Okay, so you're not actively pursuing what he's doing then?
No, she's taking the more pacifistic route, and she's going to help with anybody that is going to get hurt afterwards, because he said there's going to be a lot of casualties.
Okay. So where is it you want to be, like, right now? I mean, like, glass just got thrown all over the place. Are you, like, bandaging people up or providing, like, magical healing, perhaps?
Yeah, anybody that looks like they need any sort of healing or bandaging, she's going to be right there.
Okay. Are you just doing that in the room there, or are you setting a triage up somewhere?
Should probably set up a triage, maybe over here.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So that's actually the kitchen. But if you wanted to set up, this is like a library with just a really big table and a fireplace, so there's some decent light. And then this room here has like a bar and a couple like day beds, like as if people could like pull up a couple chairs and just kind of lounge as someone is serving them drinks.
That sounds good right there.
Okay, so you wanna head to that room then? Yeah, go ahead and roll me 2d27 because we have used up some of the NPCs that are on my list. We have to figure out who has been injured. Six and 13, huh? Okay. So the first person that like is roll me one more D2. I'm sorry. I want to figure out one of them you've already worked on, and I'll just give you some background information, and the other one you are currently like bandaging up. Okay, so the camera like has a close up on someone's like raw, bloody, bandaged feet. They were not wearing shoes apparently while they were in the room, right? And then they sort of like pull back, and there are these like tight green checkered pants with just like big poofy like bell bottoms, right? And then like as it continues pulling back, we see Igden the Loon, right, sitting there, and he's like looking on like whatever passes for like a D&D fantasy lollipop, and he's like, "You're a great doctor. I was worried I'd never walk again."
Having seen his interaction earlier in the night, she's just gonna be like, and just kind of like agree with whatever he says. She's
right, you're like blowing him off because you're like working on somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The other person that so Ignan the Loon is the person you bandaged up his feet. You don't know why he decided to walk back across the glass while yelping, but he did, and you took pity on him and cleaned him up. The person
you work kids.
What's that?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids. The person you're working on right now, how to explain this? He is an old man. He speaks with an old voice with like old weathered, like almost like sunburnt, like over many years skin. He's like tan in that sort of way. With big bushy eyebrows, and like kind of graying, like light brown hair, that's like thinning and kind of wavy. It falls to his side, but he's only about 4'10". He's like very short. He's very gaunt, and he has what appears to be a parasitic dragonfly that has embedded itself in his face, and it's absolutely marvelous. It's like emeralds and like bright greens, bright pinks, bright purples, beautiful, like elegant, like almost transparent wings and everything, and it's like currently fluttering very angrily as you're like trying to pick glass out of this guy's like kind of torso and neck and face area.
I'm gonna have to amputate that face. Sorry, sir.
Sir, you know how you have a bug on your face, right?
Goes, "Oh yes, Jezebel. She's been there for years." The doctors actually say that's why I never grew so big. It happened while I was. Now I dreamed of being an adventurer. And the dragonfly like curls its like, I don't know. We'll have to get Kurt to tell us what it is, but the little like end of its butt, right? It curls it up and like waggles it annoyingly.
Twerking.
Yeah, it's twerking on his face.
Oh no.
Alright, well, I'll try to take care of this glass without disturbing Jezebel too much.
You have heal trained, right? Or medicine or something?
I believe so.
Okay, go ahead and roll that, but you're going to add 2 to your roll because you've never treated a man with a dragonfly affixed to his face.
Amputate.
Whoopsie daisy.
Oh.
Oh, there goes Jezebel.
I want a gif of a dragonfly twerking now.
I don't.
But should you?
You thought so long about whether or not you could. You never stopped to think about whether or not you should.
You giving us a roll, Squid?
Yeah, the macro didn't work, so.
Oh, okay. I think it goes off your wisdom, right? Or did we never check?
Yeah, it's wisdom. It hit it on the money.
Oh wow, your wisdom is 18?
Oh no.
Goodness. Okay. So at a certain point there's like you've taken out most of like his upper torso, right? He just had sort of like one of those like monk gis, where so it's kind of like a splayed open for most of his chest. So you got like all that kind of cleared off and everything. And you remember this is like stained glass that broke everywhere, so you're like pulling out like different colored shards and everything. And you're sort of cleaning them up, and there's one part you just got like a pair of tweezers and like maybe a magnifying glass, and then just like a bowl of antiseptic that you're like dipping it in, trying to like be as clean about this as possible, but it's like not extremely precise. You are operating literally in a bar, and you're tugging on this one piece. You're like, wow, seems ridiculous for anything to be like stuck this much. And then like right as you're about to like give it your all, you realize that it's like one of Jezebel's like hooks, that just like has color and like carapace, right? It's like hooked into his neck that was like just coming out the other side. And you're like, oh, I think if I pull that, there's probably going to be a lot more angry dragonfly going on. Unless you want to pull it, but you're aware that it probably won't go well.
Yeah, she'll leave that alone.
Okay. Yeah. So, the faceectomy is decided success. The butterfly's still the dragonfly. Yeah, the dragonfly's still alive, and the man seems to be in slightly less.
So you successfully did remove his face.
Yeah, no, he seems okay, and the dragonfly is too. Do you have anything else you want to do there, or are you just like, okay, you're weird, move on? Squid? Did we lose you?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Squid, she's been muted. I think something happened
Okay.
with kids.
Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, I'm just dumb and hit the wrong button.
No, you're good.
She'll find him a drink at the bar.
Okay, so you're content with what you achieved, and you're gonna move on now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go move back into the ballroom and see if there's anybody else that needs any help.
Okay. Yeah, I think at this point, at some point in the commotion, you weren't really, like, super concerned with it, but there's now, like, a dwarf you don't recognize with a really big, halberd that's just sort of, like, been implanted in the ground. He, like, just broke through I guess it'd be hardwood. It's probably not, like, marble or tile or anything in this room. It's probably just, like, super fine polished. He just, like, crunched through the wood, so he's just sitting there, like, just talking into a meal.
Good for him.
Yeah. Alright. I'm going to pan back quickly to Tristan, and then Riley, I think I want to develop your story a little bit more.
Okie dokie.
So, where do we find, not Leopold, but,
Lysander?
Lysander, yeah, sorry.
He, last you said, was being led to the guard captain, the half-elf Mr. something.
Yeah, so Lap is taking you towards Mr. Castor, Errol, as
Mr.
he's
Castor.
called him. But, they're not sitting here with walkie-talkies like, oh yeah, 3 clicks, right? Like, he took you outside, and he looked around, and then he started wandering around. So you're probably, over here, passing, like, all the rooms right now.
Kind of, like, looking around, just trying to see if I can find this guy.
Yeah, are you making conversation? Are you still, like, intimidating the dude? Like, what sort of...
I'm at this point just also trying to be a good set of eyes and see if I can spot him too. The sooner I talked, this guy seemed like he wanted to be a relatively quick excursion. I figured I may as well just try and do that for him. Keep an eye out.
Okay.
Not trying to intimidate him anymore. I just wanted to be able to talk to this guard captain and help.
Yeah. Okay. You can either roll a charisma to try and improve the situation you have with Lap, or you can roll a wisdom to try and figure out.
Rolling charisma.
Yeah, you're trying to. Okay.
Because I feel bad. Fuck.
Oh.
Let's figure out what you did to upset him even more.
Oh no.
So, how's your mother?
Yeah. She died. That's why.
Did you know dragonflies can twerk?
God
Are you sure she's dead? She didn't seem it last night. Oh!
What the fuck, man?
I don't know. I rolled a...
Yeah, go ahead and roll me 2D percentiles.
Oh no.
R 2D100.
Is this how you die?
Probably. 35 and 77. Is there an insult table?
No, not exactly. I wish.
Oh. Wishing I'd rolled that perception and just failed that. 10% chance of failure, and there it is.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I gotta find a...
It's fine.
Looking for the right table.
Just wondering what caused you to mess up so bad.
Yeah, no, like, this guy hates me. Yeesh. How, let's see, what do I have to bribe him with to apologize? Feels like a waste to, just do a frickin', charm person on him, but then it'll just make it worse in the end.
Yeah, so
do you want?
He started a conversation at one point, talking about, like kind of the farm he grew up on and everything, and kind of like doing chores, like around the house, working, getting up early, like when the light comes out, working until like the sun goes down and everything, and,
Yep.
like, I got a bunch of brothers and sisters. There was never much to go around, but I've never hated the nobility, they just they kind of rub me the wrong way.
I knew a farm once, such a dirty, stinking place. Ugh, the people there, the worst, and they stunk. Oh, and the children, disgusting.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, disgusting. That's right. Hey, as you're like sort of rounding the corner here, he's like, "Hey, did you hear that?"
Did I roll to hear that?
You didn't hear it, but you're trying to be a people pleaser.
Oh, I'm not sure.
He goes, "What?" And he like goes into this room here, right? This is one of like the guest gazebos, guest cottages, right?
Yeah.
He like throws the door open. He's like, "Right, hey, who is that?" Right, and then you hear like some ruffling, right? Like as if someone's like moving, like through like drapery, maybe.
They're climbing out one of the windows.
What do you do?
I run to the other side.
Okay.
We have him surrounded, and also to pull out my sword.
They jump out the window. You hold your sword up. You skewer them like a shish kebab.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You run to the window, right? And the shutters are thrown open. What do you do when like someone's coming through the window, right?
Okay, so someone's presently coming through.
Yeah.
Roll. Intimidation would be off charisma, right?
Yeah.
I roll to threaten to skewer him if he doesn't stop where he stands.
Yeah, so you like strike a noble pose, right? Like perfect poison form. You're like, this rapier descended from the greatest rapier of all time.
Yep.
Right, blah blah blah. Right, and the light catches it the moonlight catches it for just a moment, right, and reflects, and you see just the angry guard staring at you, and he just wallops you once with a blackjack. And you just spin, and you go down.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll a d4.
D4.
Cool. 4 minutes later, you will wake up.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it.
Worth it. Okay. Riley, we are going to advance the timeline just slightly of the night. You remember one of the last things you did was started chasing off after the Lady Haruga, right?
Yes.
Okay. We are on the second floor. So let me go ahead to the second floor here. Did I give her a token? Is that what that is? Nope. That's not it.
Looks legit.
I see no problem with this.
It's how I imagined her in my head.
Yeah, no, it's about right, but that's unfortunate. This actually isn't bad. Yeah, she like ran down through here and through that doorway and just sort of like mostly shut it behind her, but like didn't stop to lock it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you like took off after, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much. I feel it in my gut that she knows a bit more than she's letting on.
Mm-hmm. So you're chasing?
Pretty much. Like, it's not that I'm trying to catch her. It's that I am trying to see where she's going.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a strength, unless you have, like, any sort of, like, athletics, running, any parkour, like, any sort of physicality, non-weapon proficiency.
I do not think I do. I think I just got weird stuff. Nah. Alright, so I'm rolling strength. Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Here it comes.
20.
Here come my noodle arms.
Come on, 20.
Alright.
Okay.
Totally did not
roll
under an 8.
Which one of these are you? Are you that, or do you not have a figure up here?
I was up here, but I do not see myself currently.
I can just drag you a new one. You're Leopold. Oh, you're so dapper. Can you move that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. So you come through this door here, right? And as you come through, you can see her. This right here is like a trifold, like canvas lattice shutter, right? Like it goes like the whole room, so you could like if it's nasty, you kind of put it up and it'll keep the elements away. But otherwise, it's like open up to like let light and sun in, right? To go out onto. I would hesitate to call this an actual balcony. The one on the floor below is a balcony. This one's just like a thin structural rod, balanced about 40 feet over that pool of water, right? In the ground floor. She has like wrenched the door open, right here. You find that, you don't see that, right? And then like leapt over the like the marble columns that like the safety barricade essentially, right? And as you open the door, you see her mid-air, right, like parkouring over this thing, and then she lands all perfectly on this like 3-foot wooden beam, and starts like hoofing it over this thing, just boom 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 boom.
All right.
What are you doing?
Parkour after her.
As long as I didn't meet whatever that requirements were, don't I have those little fluttery flying boots?
You think you do?
You mean I think I do? I give them a little whirl before I go.
All right, let us double check how the boots work, because you definitely think you do.
I unconsciously start playing the fiddle.
Did you lie to me that one lunch?
I mean, most definitely yes, but... let us look up your boots.
The thing that triggers them is trying to activate them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the activation is. In universe...
I really start. I just fucking dance till I die. Hocus pocus, that shit.
Mood.
That's amazing. Because they are... You believe them to be winged boots.
Okay.
They are actually cursed boots of dancing.
Yes.
These magical boots expand or contract to fit any size. They radiate dim magic. They're indistinguishable from other magic boots. And until blank, engage as if they would. So yes. Roll me a d4, because I don't know that we did, unless we rolled which maneuverability they had.
You mean like the
flying
jumping?
Speed? Yeah.
Oh, flying speed?
Yeah, did we give them flying speed?
I do not think so. I think I just had a fancy jump. I don't know.
Wait, were they jumping boots or were they flying boots?
No, they were flying boots.
Okay.
But yeah. I think I also had some weird jump associated. I don't know.
I think that was something different.
That might be. I'll just roll a d4 because I didn't write anything down.
Yeah, you have a ring of jumping. You can jump. You
it's the ring. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, they have it's in your character sheet. They have a 15 overland fly speed. That also means you have very good maneuverability with them. So yeah, how do you activate your winged boots?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I think they just kind of like. I guess I kind of just like jump off of them. It's really subtle. I don't think I do anything flashy. Like
you just kick off and
dance a moonwalk.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, this visual is even better than I expected. Yeah. So like she's like bum bum bum, right, like running through the thing, but you're like, I am not held down by gravity. I am no mere mortal, and you take flight. Do you Superman, or are you just like standing heroically as you like descend in front of her? Like, how do you confront her?
Yeah, let's just do it intimidatingly, Dragon Ball Z style, just kind of like.
Yeah, you just like flying forwards with your arms crossed, looking angry. Are you just coming up behind her, or do you like pop up from underneath her? Or are you hanging upside down or something?
I mean, I still want to know, like, does it look like she's trying to just get to the other room, or does it look like she's trying to jump off?
You don't think she's jumping off, because she's cleared more than half of this thing now.
Okay.
It looks like she's trying to get away.
Alright. I guess I would confront her.
Okay. So you get in between her and the escape route?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'll put myself there.
Okay. Yeah, she looks at you and she goes, you're not what I expected at all. And she, if you remember, she had like the sword cane.
Mm-hmm.
And she clasps it and puts it away and hangs it at her side. And she pulls forth like a little pouch, like a money pouch or something. And she's like slowly stepping backwards. What are you doing?
I'm not going towards her at all.
Okay, so you're just sort of holding there.
I'd like to ready a reaction if she throws something or like pocket sands me.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Just be prepared to kind of flutter myself out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Probably upwards.
Okay, cool. Squid, I wanna pan back to you quickly. You said you were going to get a drink, or get him a drink.
Yep, I figured we were right in the bar. She could just like grab him a drink while she's there.
Oh, okay. So you never even actually left the room.
No, not yet.
Okay, so you just heard then the dwarf, and at this point, I don't actually remember how did Josh approach the door? Did he just like make a mad dash towards it, or was there like something that set him up for that? Do you remember, Riley?
Oh, what?
I don't remember what caused Josh to go towards the door.
Oh, because the dude was banging on the door.
Oh, that's right. Like
there was that loud banging.
Yeah,
and then the dog goes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I think, Squid, as you're like pouring a drink, you see the dwarf like yelling and hooting and hollering, and he like crosses like your field of vision, and that's why we see him from your perspective. Like he's going towards the front for some reason. Are you talking to people? Or are you like doing anything in particular, or you savoring a drink?
Well, she got the drink for the guy with the firefly face,
Mm-hmm.
and she probably catches sight of the door, figures something else is going on, hands him the drink, and then walks out to go investigate.
Okay, so so that'll probably be the end of what we see out of you. Then you're just like coming through those rooms, and you'll be like engaged in that situation. Tristan, it's been 4 minutes.
All right, where do I wake up?
Yeah, you wake up inside the second story of this right here.
All right. Am I like tied to a chair or?
Yeah, you
Oh
are.
no.
Yeah, you are.
Figures. Just this guy?
No, he is there, but you see him. He is perfectly straight expression, no smile, no frown, right?
Right.
And he's like very close to you. He's like leaned in, and his eyes have like completely rolled back into his head. You just see nothing but white as he's like looking at you, right? And
cool. Am I gagged or anything? Can I still talk?
Yeah, you can still talk. As he's like glaring at you, are you talking to him, or are you like looking around the room?
I mean, at this point, I'm probably like kind of looking what I can see past the weird zombie man who's all up in my personal space.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of looking around, surprisingly calm for this situation. He's been in similar ones before. It's fine.
This happens sometimes with the
chairs.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and very classically out of the darkness, right? Two more forms arrive. The first is one you do not recognize, and this is a human monk, and you can tell because of like the regalia he keeps, right? It is a black and red gi, right? Tied with like the very ornamental like bow on the back, right? And he has several lip piercings, and then like it looks like it's a circlet, but instead of like being around his head, it looks like it's been like pierced through his skull. So it just like sticks out like 2 or 3 feet. And then he's just got
feet?
Sorry, about a foot. I apologize.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a good clarification. And then he has 2 ponytails, one pulled to the back and one pulled to the other side. And it's like almost like a gray-blue hair. And he's looking at you. And he's smiling. He seems to find this situation pretty comical. He stands about 7 feet tall. He is shockingly tall. The other figure you do recognize, although I think you only saw him for a moment, if you saw him at all.
The guy who died in the basement?
No. This would actually, I don't think you would see him at all. The audience would recognize him as the figure Dan's character Wynn saw in the room before the door closed and then before the bat showed up. Another fairly tall man, pale white with almond-shaped bright white eyes and like a medium-length brown hair. With still a broken nose, and just like the nose and then like the mouth and then like down the neck and a little bit onto the shirt is just stained red with blood.
Cool.
And he says, there are 2 paths before you now. All
right.
Is Lysander your real name, or is that a fake name as well?
How real are we getting? Because like
He can read your thoughts. Do you call yourself Lysander?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if it's for the past, like, I don't know, how would elves get?
400.
What's like the elvish equivalent of being a stupid 20-something?
Yeah, like 60 at most.
Yeah, so for the past like 40 years, he's only ever thought of himself as Lysander.
Okay, so it's not his birth name, but it's the name he would think of him. So he's like, great job, Lysander. You really did yourself this time.
Yeah, it's fine. I've had worse.
Yeah. He's like, I assure you this is much worse.
I mean, there was that one time with the quadruplets. I nearly lost a couple thumbs in that one.
He turns and looks at the monk he is with, and he's like, I'm so jealous of you right now.
I didn't know that you could have that many people be identical.
You really don't want to hear what he's thinking.
I think we need Jesus.
That was a fun time. Anyway, so 2 ways out of this.
Yes. And then he sort of like brandishes to the floor, in which the otherwise nice hardwood has been like scratched and clawed. Nothing so gauche as a pentagram, but certainly a magical circle of some kind. Right?
Am I like right in the middle?
You're a little further away from the middle. Yeah, like
okay.
Like if they slit your throat and tip the chair forward, your blood would be in the middle.
Shucks.
Yeah. He goes, we can open you up for our dark gods, or you can be useful to us. Really useful, I mean. Like Lep here, and he pats him.
Can I be useful without being zombified, or is that part of the deal?
He goes, I don't know, can you? And he leans in, and now there's both figures are just... Are you
okay,
lying?
I mean, at this point, the options are turn into zombie, or, like, get throat slit, or cooperate with the guy who is also... I'm kind of jealous of the monk, too, because no one's in his personal space.
Yeah, but I mean, I can also read your mind, so what are you thinking? You're like, if I play along for a little while, I have a chance to escape? Or are you like, I just need to play ball?
Playing ball, he can read my mind. At this point, I can come up with the smartest plan in the world, and he says ha, and either kills me or zombifies me. So I'm just gonna not shut up, but do what he says and no longer think about the identical quadruplets. Except for that, it's hard to not think about something, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he leans back, he's like, seriously, man, this is ridiculous.
Try not thinking about something.
I'm trying. You keep forcing it in here.
Can't you turn it off?
He turns and he looks at the monk, and the monk just slaps you once. Just nothing but sharp pain. He is clearly very skilled.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
You only take 3 damage. But your whole head vibrates. Like, if he did that a little bit harder, you might just die. Quivering palm style.
Do I remember the whole thing with the bats? And being talked to by a bat?
Yeah.
Am I able to put 2 and 2 together here?
Yeah.
Do I roll for that, or do I just figure it out?
No, you're a smart man.
Oh. But yeah, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, well, I mean, you tried getting me on board before, a little more, like, casual that time, so I'll just, go for it this time now that it's a little more getting slapped in the face, and hopefully not being murdered in a cottage on a mansion property.
Yeah,
I'll play ball.
Yeah, so the vampire turns and goes, Deshigru, cut him loose. He says, come now, Lysander, we must move quick. The Inquisition is already here, and we need to get to the vault.
Oh my god, there's a vault, I love it. Is this a heist? Yes!
Obviously, this is a heist. And he just walks out of the room, expecting you to follow.
Okay, I follow.
They start putting their payday clown masks on.
I love it. If he had told me it was a heist, I would have been in it way sooner.
Yeah. All right, Riley. We cut back to your scene. From this little purse, right? The Lady Haruka has reached her whole hand inside, which is actually impossible, right? And then begun to draw a Tetsubo, about a 6-foot long club, right? That's a foot wide, crazy ornate, right? Wood and stone, right? Lacquered, with tons of inscriptions and engravings on it and everything. And then right at the last foot or so, sharpened obsidian just on one side.
Oh, damn.
And then she, like, clasps her little pocketbook and, like, tucks it back in, and she just, like, you know, assumes a stance, looking like she's gonna beat you out of the sky with it.
Oh, those things look brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk.
Yeah, I mean, do you say that?
All right.
What's your...
Okay, let's see here. Not what you expected. What do you mean? Just a common thug or a wimpy doctor? You're letting on more than you're telling me, and I really want to know what is going on here.
She goes, "You didn't put it together, then?"
I mean, vampire, yes, okay.
She goes, "I don't care about the vampire. Lord Velddammer, he brought us all here to try and kill us all off. Well, I'm not going to be the one who dies. I'm going to leave you where I left the rest of them."
What do you mean the rest of them?
And she looks down for a moment, like, proud of her kills, before she looks back at you like, you almost tricked me. I'm looking at you, right? Do you follow where she looked?
So wait, she's looking down like, ha, I tricked you?
No, she looks down instinctually when she says, I'll leave you where I left the rest of you. And she's like, oh, I killed him. Yeah, I did good, right? So she, like, thinks about it. So she, like, and then she's like, no, you won't trick me. I'm watching you. I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, she loses her focus for a moment.
Oh, alright. Yeah.
So I'm asking you, do you look where she looks? That's, like, a natural thing that people do. You know what I mean? But you don't have to.
No, I mean, she just pulled out a giant weapon. I don't want to look away from her.
Okay.
I'm not remembering fondly of her kills.
So the camera, right, changes its angle, where we've been kind of looking back and forth between you two talking at each other, right, like talking head style.
Okay.
The camera instead is a crane shot looking down. So you're floating, she's standing there, like, you know, keeping a pretty good stance and everything. And we see in the water, all three of the painted men and about 2 or 3 other bodies all at the bottom of the pool, right? And the water has just turned blood red from her, like, apparently bashing people and throwing them in the pool.
She killed my painted men!
So what are you doing, Riley?
Alright, so I didn't see them, though. Do I smell blood? Do I smell delicious, tasty blood?
No, you wouldn't play ball with me, so now you
fine.
Now you either gotta argue with her or fight or run.
Oh, well, I'd like to argue with her. I'm like, who did you kill? What are you up to? Did you give me this letter?
She goes, wait, who are you?
What? What do you mean, who am I?
And then she swings.
Okay, fine. Is my ready to action still available?
Yeah, what did you want to do? Just back away?
Yeah, pretty much just move away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you were, like, anticipating the attack. You're fine to get out of her range, right? She swings. She takes, like, 2 big leaps forwards, right?
Yeah.
But neither of them connect with you. But now I need to know, are you going to stay out of her reach and just argue with her? Are you going to engage combat with her? Or are you going to, like, leave altogether?
I mean, I'd probably be, like, off out of her reach, still arguing at her. It's like, I don't want to kill her. There's no reason. She's definitely acting like she doesn't know anything about this note.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, so she takes her 2 steps forwards. Yeah, you've slid, like, kind of out of her reach to either antagonize her for a moment or, you know, whatever. We are... What's that?
Oh, no, I was just going to yell at her and be like, so you didn't give me this note. It's like, I don't care what you do. I just want to know about this note.
She goes, no, blast you. I left no notes. I'm not some simpleton leaving trails back to my crime scene.
Well, then be on your way. I don't care if you die or not.
You get the idea that she doesn't believe you, and she's like, come down here and fight me like a man, damn it! And she takes a couple steps forward and swings in your direction, obviously not hitting you.
You're being hysterical right now.
I'm angry. You're not supposed to be flying.
You're not supposed to be murdering a bunch of random people for no reason at a ball.
She goes, I disagree. But that's not the point. And she, like, puts her club down and just has one hand on her head. She goes, so you're not going to fight me?
No, I have no reason to.
Tons of people fight for no reason.
Well, I'm not tons of people.
She draws her little thing and undoes it and puts the Tetsubo back in and clasps it. And she goes, well, this was a waste of my time. And she just starts walking back towards the balcony here.
As it was mine.
Okay, so you don't like stop her or anything?
No, I mean, I mean, did I believe her about the note? Is there like a way to roll?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll your wisdom and try and get like a feel for it. I mean, she seemed genuinely surprised. Wait, Aaron's saying he can't hear anybody.
Who?
Aaron
no!
Just jumped in chat.
Here, let me. What? I can hear us.
I can hear too.
Oh, that's Aaron.
Yeah.
Rip headphones, maybe. All right. Anyway, I rolled a 14. I don't even know what my wisdom is.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like, I think that she, you know, that's probably not exactly your forte, but she seemed genuinely surprised, and then she was like, "No, I wouldn't like leave notes talking about like, you know, like I just beat people to a pulp and then throw them in the river." You know what I mean? Like.
I mean, I can respect that.
You engaged with her like a couple different times throughout the course of the night.
Yeah.
She's fairly straightforward in like every sense of the word.
Alright.
You get the idea that if she's gonna hurt someone, she'd just go ahead and do it already.
Okay. Alright, well, satisfied with that. Where am I floating off? She went back to the room she left? Is that what she did?
I mean, you're not, obviously, you know, you're not psychic, you don't know exactly what she's doing, but, like, you get the idea that she's probably done this to a couple people, like, instigate something, be sketchy, lead them to where she wants to be, fuck them up. Like, creature of habit. I mean, you are too, but you're a little more subtle.
Mm-hmm. Alright, yeah. She lost my interest. Do I hear, like, commotion? Do I hear dogs barking everywhere? I think, we ran when that happened.
Yeah, so that was, I just wanted to, like, make sure you were satisfied with where you were at, because, the door bursts open, you obviously don't hear it, but, like, in the final cut, we would have, like, Josh's scene talking to, like, the Hawk-Nosed Man, right? And, like, both of them grinning, talking about how they're gonna fuck this place up. But, yeah, we end on Squid. You are pressed up against the corner because the doors burst open in a profoundly like combative way, and Gwen, you were like armed with the knowledge that the Inquisition was coming, right? So they're here, right? And then you hear like a bunch of dogs barking, and they like rush into the room. Everyone's like, literally everyone screams, because these are like fancy nobles that are not ready, prepared, or interested in dogs attacking the party. Like, so what is your plan? Like, what, you know, we get like the inner monologue, or we like see, you know, like Gwen like formulating something. So what do we see you doing? Yours is like the last, you know, little tidbit of the session.
She's standing there watching as all chaos unfolds again, and wishing she has another glass of wine.
And what?
wishing she has another glass of wine.
Oh yeah, right. Like so you're like pressed up against the wall, and you're like your eyes are like betraying a little bit. Like they're a little wide because this is not exactly what you were hoping for out of your fancy masquerade party. And we just like see you turn and look longingly at like a bottle of red that's still like survived all of the chaos and everything. And then the dogs just like run in, right, and just like one of them bites somebody right in the arm and just drags them to the ground. And like the rest of them are like barking and yipping like mad, and people are scattering in every direction.
Were we gonna make a note of that? What's her face yelled at me to do something?
Oh yeah. So you are not in the building when that happened.
Shit.
The game. Yeah, you're right. So the game master's just like, Lysander now, right? And the camera does that thing where like the music spikes and stops for a second, and we like have like a wide shot like of Josh's character, Grim Ironbeard, and like the Hawknose man at the bottom of the stairs looking up like, shit, what the fuck's about to happen, right? As Iris Wright begins casting this like very complicated spell, right? She like draws something and like throws dust into the air and then like gets 2 different summoning sigils going at once.
But...
So just imagine that there's like this really dramatic music going, dogs are bursting in and just like, and then Lysander now, and then just all music stops and it's literally just the sound effects of her like throwing dust in the air.
Yeah, like
drawing on the ground.
A bunch of like ball bearings hit the ground and just like scatter every which way, and then all 3 of the dogs jump on her at once. And that's the episode that just cuts right there. Like,
oh, she dies horrifically.
Oh, no.
All right, cool.
Were those the dogs jumping on her?
Yes. Yeah. It's not great. So 2 of them. Huh?
So am I currently being led out of whatever cottage I was in by fucking Dracula and his merry band of friends?
Yeah, his spooky monk friend and his servant vampire ghoul.
Cool.
Yeah. So the episode ends there quite abruptly as it started, with one of our members wishing for wine, one of them wishing for wealth, and one of them wishing for an interesting time. And we pick up again in 2 weeks for what will more than likely be the conclusion of the Velldammer mini arc. We think that
will I ever figure out who wrote the goddamn note?
I'm also wishing for survival at this point.
Find out next time.
That's almost guaranteed. Yeah, will you figure out the note? Maybe. I mean, if they're not dead already. On the plus side, that's all you wanted to do anyways.
It's true.
It's like very convenient for you.
I can't believe I never... My chances to find the painted man... She found all 3! That's not fair!
Yeah, no, she was moving very quick.
Holy crap.
There were an exceptional amount of murderers at this party.
Oh my god.
So what we need to check out the body count for this, because it's at least like, how many people were in the pool?
6, 7,
8. I have 8 by my count.
Yeah, there's 8 bodies that I know of, not counting the people that might have been killed by the dogs so far.
9 now. There's a 20 there and a 19.
Yeah. Maybe 9 with the death of Iris Wright, but we'll see.
Ooh.
Yes, once again, thank you everyone for coming. For one little note, as we move forwards in the West Marshes, AD&D Tomoto Islands, if the players would like, this could very easily spin into like a longer mini arc. Obviously, it was like an interesting little murder mystery turned, House of Horrors halfway through. But if people like the characters and like the background, there's no reason we can't launch this into something further. But that being said, none of them are like terribly optimized for combat, so we are not forced to do so. So
at this point, Lysander and his bullshit shenanigans are pretty fun.
Yeah. He's got an interesting story, that's for sure.
I just imagine us all like walking out of this burning mansion, holding hands.
Bottle of wine, a little treasure chest, just wiping blood off.
If I find that dwarf guy, I'm taking his corpse, because he had really cool guns.
He did have cool guns.
I want his pride and joy, if he's dead. If he's alive, good for him, I like him.
Alright, cool. We are going to get out of here, so thank you everyone And thank you guys for playing and swapping nights for me. It was awesome.
No problem.
No problem.
All right, we are out.
Okay,
So
bye.
later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Oh Lord, I love